What's up, everybody? It's Strings and Sweaters. My name is Tim, and today I have a very unfortunate video to make. I would love to be wearing my Defenders, DC Defenders XFL team bucket hat, but unfortunately, the XFL have shamed themselves today by committing pretty much every jersey foul you could commit in the book. So, for a while now, I've been following the Defenders. I think all the way since like before COVID, when COVID shut down the XFL, and then the Defenders changed their branding. The Rock, bought the XFL, and the XFL's been doing good lately. The Defenders are like 8-1. They're one of the best teams. The new rule changes with the kickoff and getting extra points has made all the games way more exciting than NFL games. And it's cool to see players who have not really retired from the NFL, but like kind of gotten out of touch with it, come back in the XFL, like Josh Gordon and Ben DiNucci. It's cool to see those players have a place to shine. But let's talk about why we're throwing out the DC Defender hat. Because I wanted to get real into DC Defenders merch. And for a while now, I got the hat. But for a while now, I've been waiting for the jersey. The replica jersey, the whatever it was. And I know The Rock has his deal with Under Armour, so I was kind of hoping that the jerseys would be made by Under Armour. But it's okay. It's the first year. We're testing things out. But I didn't know I was going to be let down like I have been let down today. The jerseys have finally been released for all XFL teams, and let's take a look at them. I'll give you my opinion on each team's jersey, but let's just get into why these things are super disappointing and just super trash and things need to change. So let's get into these jerseys, and let's start with the Arlington Renegades. So this is not Virginia Arlington, this is Texas Arlington. And this is actually a team that I was rooting for when the XFL first came out. So I've been following the XFL for like 2 years now. I actually followed them before COVID, and I had like all this stuff for the DC Defenders, and then COVID shut it down. I thought it was gone forever, but it's back. But my team was not the DC Defenders, it was the Arlington Renegades. Why? Well, because basically the backup quarterback for the Steelers, who I can't even really remember his name. This is how irrelevant he was. But he was the quarterback for the Arlington Renegades, and they were complete trash. So it just goes to show the Steelers' quarterback depth when Ben Roethlisberger was on the roster. If anyone can remember that guy's name, let me know in the comments. But honestly, it's probably better that we just forget about him. But the Arlington, I always thought that their jerseys honestly were kind of whack, and their color scheme was kind of whack. But let's get into this thing. So this is a little bit updated. The colors are still whack. I do like the red around the collar, and I do like how the collar kind of has this airplane, like jet fighter kind of geometry going around the shoulders. It's definitely a better look than what they had before the pandemic. But let's get into why this is such a disappointment. The material on this jersey is trash. These numbers are clearly heat pressed on, and they're already getting like wrinkly. And why does the shot picture have just ugly wrinkles in these terribly heat pressed numbers? The numbers on the back are way too small for the jersey. They're like tiny. The material and how it's sewn together looks ridiculous. It looks like, honestly, like when Reebok was making jerseys for the NFL. And then like the sewing job on the XFL logo is just shoddy. It's terrible. The Renegades, they have their name on the chest. That looks terrible. And here's my biggest gripe. It is $189.99, so $190 plus shipping, so a $200 jersey, and you are getting the poorest quality ever. Why? First of all, why is this jersey being manufactured by the XFL? Literally, The Rock has a huge multi-million-dollar deal with Under Armour, and I know that the players on the field have jerseys made by Under Armour. So why are the fans not getting Under Armour manufactured jerseys? Why is Under Armour not realizing they can make tons of money off of this? This is stupid. These jerseys are crap. Okay. And then you're going to charge $200 for this jersey. I mean, it is just absurd. It's absurd. This price is insane. And then let's talk about the customization, I guess, on this jersey. So you can get a blank one, but the blank one still has numbers. The numbers on all the teams are 23 for 2023. Well, the league didn't even start in 23. It started in 21, I believe, or 22. So why is it that important that we put 23 on the jersey? Just make the jersey blank. I guess it's because like literally all the jerseys don't even have like logos or anything. They just have numbers to rely on. So you kind of need a number on the jersey. But I think it's pretty dumb that we're just putting 23 on it. And then we go over to the player jersey. Ooh, I want to get my favorite player. I want to get whatever, their running back. I mean, let's be honest, there's no good players on the Renegades. But let's say I want to get my favorite player on a team. Every team, customization, your option is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's name on the back of the jersey and number 54. I don't know what 54 is. That might be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's IQ, but yeah, this is just ridiculous. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson doesn't play for any of the XFL teams, and he wasn't even a good football player. So why is he on the back of every team's jersey? Like, actually take the time and put the team players on the jerseys. Like, just pick one. Pick the star. Pick the quarterback. That's fine. Like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, oh, I'm a fan of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson playing on every team. I mean, this is ridiculous. Also, the jerseys, I don't know if they made enough sizes, but like half the sizes are already sold out. I guess that's a good thing for the XFL, but obviously they're not producing many of these. That's probably why the price is so high, because they were expecting a lot of people to order them, and they knew they couldn't make a lot of them. All right, let's move on to my DC Defenders and check out this jersey. Honestly, this jersey is really, really fresh. I love that kind of like faded like silver tone that's inside of the number. And I really like the way that the graphic design is done on the stripe, where you see that Defender DC kind of logo built into the stripe. It's way better than the Commanders jersey. Way better than that just disgusting, ugly W that they put on their helmet. But, I mean, still, quality concerns, like, the numbers are still heat pressed on. They're still getting all wrinkled up on there. I can see in the shot pictures. I do love the stars, though. Can't tell if the stars are heat pressed on or if they're sewn on. They're probably heat pressed on, because that would make sense. But the numbers are way too small in the back. And then, again, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson doesn't play for the Defenders. So what are we doing with his name on the back? So this jersey, I'm going to say this is probably my favorite XFL jersey. And if I had to buy one of these, it would be this. But there's just no way I'm going to drop $200 on this jersey. And I'll wait till, future seasons when they're actually being made quality. Let's move on to the Roughnecks. All right, so this Roughnecks jersey is really sick. I like how the numbers have that two-tone fade, and they also have like a little kind of like spotty pattern in them that kind of reminds me of like all the pollen that's been spreading on our cars for the last week. But it's a cool effect. It's actually really unique for a football jersey to have any kind of like pattern and effect on it. And it doesn't really scream NFL or college theme to me. Like, it doesn't really seem... It just has its own vibe. Like, it really has its own kind of thing. I really like the Houston H that they have. It's like, I guess it's probably like an oil rig they have on the side there, shaped into an H. Very cool. And I also really like that collar. It kind of has like this cool geometric, like stealth fighter pattern going on, like along the white shoulder line, which is cool. I wish more like NHL and NFL teams did that. But then again, still shoddy. Stitching on the name and XFL logo, just not great. All right, let's move on to the Guardians. Whoo! This is ugly. This is the one of the ugliest combinations of green I've ever seen. And the fact that the shoulders still have that like geometric pattern, but they're the same color, just looks horrendous. The number font looks horrendous. Yeah, the Guardians got screwed on their jersey. This is one of the ugliest jerseys in all sports. The numbers are way too small. I mean, what is going on? The only thing I might like about this jersey is that the sleeve kind of reminds me of like the Jets. It's kind of like that. It's got that kind of that stripe with the green and then the white. I kind of like that. But I mean, look at this. The 54 on here is already wrinkled from the heat press. That's not a cool like pattern they put into the number. That right? Yeah, that just looks trash. All right. Okay. I wonder how these jerseys feel in person. Like, I wonder if like they're like pretty much like, you know, those like when you went to like when you had like PE and you would go to PE and you would play dodgeball or you'd play something and your PE teacher would be like, all right, throw on the pennies, and he'd put on like the most itchy like penny ever, and it would just be like the worst time. Like, I wonder if these jerseys have that material feel to them, because really from these pictures, that's what it looks like. Wow. Okay, let's move on to San Antonio Brahmas. So the San Antonio Brahmas are kind of like the Rock's like adopted team, I guess, because they were like the one team that was added when the XFL came back, and I guess the Rock is like from there. But they went all out with this jersey. The Brock probably put in like a word like, "Hey, make my team look good," because the collar is super cool. You get kind of this like kind of, I guess, bandana kind of like pattern on there in the collar. It just has this really cool like vibrant look to it. And then the numbers, honestly, the stitching, it's cool that it has stitching and not heat press, but the stitching looks horrible on this. It looks like a child did it. But the numbers do have this cool like, I guess, lava type pattern going down them. And then it actually has a two-tone kind of fade into like this yellow. It kind of looks like, I don't know, like some sort of like asteroid or something, some sort of like radioactive eruption going on. And I do like that the numbers on the sleeve also have that pattern continue. I think that's very cool. Yeah. This is definitely our best jersey so far. I know I said I like the Defenders one the best, but I think like unbiasedly, if I wasn't a Defenders fan, this is probably our best jersey. It's really good. Let's move on. So we got three more teams. We have the Sea Dragons, where Ben DiNucci is playing. Now it'd be cool to get Ben DiNucci's name on the back of your jersey since he's such a star, but we don't have that. We have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson again. But one highlight on this jersey is the font is super cool. The jersey kind of reminds me of like, you know, like the Denver Broncos orange and blue. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the cool look from the Seattle Sea Dragons is from their helmet and the rest of their kit. So this jersey is actually kind of bland with just being orange and blue. But it is, the numbers really do bring it, and I do really like their logo on the side of the sleeve there. I would say this is like probably an upper tier jersey, probably my third favorite so far. But for the price, I mean, $200, I mean, it's just a boring jersey, and honestly, it's not characteristic of any team. I know the XFL teams are not that well known, but I wouldn't know, like, even if I knew all the XFL teams and I saw this jersey, I wouldn't know what team it was, because it's just orange and has two blue stripes. All right, we're going to look at the Battlehawks jersey next, and we get this super ugly white/silver. I don't even know what it is. And then you have those football clock font lettering, which is just the ugliest font ever. I know it looks old school, I guess, but I mean, it just reminds me of like the Steelers Bumblebee jersey, which is so ugly. And then, I mean, like, they're from St. Louis, so like, why on the front of the jersey does this T in Saint look like an I? It looks like Cy Lewis or Sil Lewis. Like, what's going on with that? I actually don't even know what to think about that. Like, whoa. Could someone tell me in the comments why the T has a line underneath it and it looks like an I? Is that a thing in St. Louis? I'm confused. Anyhow, this jersey is cool. I mean, the silver and the blue is a good combination. Same as that last Sea Dragons one, it's just pretty bland, honestly. It doesn't stand out as like any team. And I think that really because the shoulders here on these last two jerseys have matched the base. And I think the thing that really makes these XFL jerseys stand out and look unique is that cool pattern that separates the shoulders from the body. So when they do match, it's like I can't tell anymore that it's XFL. Last, we got the Vipers, which have one of the most sus logos ever. The Vegas Vipers. Yeah, I mean, red and black is good for Vegas. That's kind of like their vibe. They got the Raiders, they got the Golden Knights. So, makes sense. I will say that font is like borderline a Comic Sans font. I mean, that too looks ridiculous. I mean, what is this? I don't know. I mean, they're Vipers, and I've seen these other teams put like patterns in their numbers. They should have put like snakeskin in their numbers. That would have been pretty outlandish, but look cool. I do like that gray or like darker black stripe that kind of comes inward instead of cutting off the shoulder like the last three we've seen. I think that's pretty unique actually to this jersey. But then again, what is this number? The heat press numbers are bubbling up already on the store site. How are you convincing anyone to purchase these? Like, the quality control is going to be horrendous. Anyhow, so those are our teams. Let me know what you think the best XFL jersey is. If you even watch the XFL, what teams are you rooting for? Have you been to an XFL game? I know in DC they got the beer snake, which is pretty cool. And just, let me know if you're going to plan on buying one of these jerseys. I would like to get some sort of information on how it is in person and just what the material quality is. But thanks for watching, guys. If you stuck till the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more content on jerseys and coverage of like different sports stuff and guitar talk, metal talk, subscribe, give me a like. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.